Hey, Ben.
Oh, hi, Gwen.
Rachel Firestone was telling me about your new house, and I was like, that's so cool. And she's all, maybe we can get him to invite us over. And I was like, why don't you ask him? And she's all, why don't you?
Yeah, that'd be great. Anytime.
Wow, seriously? It's too perfect. See ya.
Bye. I'm like too good at being a 13-year-old boy.
Hey, Val.
Hey, Al.
Welcome to D Commentaries.
Oh, thank you. Welcome to you and welcome to our listeners. Today, we're talking about Smart House.
Smart House.
What's the song? Jump, jump.
Jump. The house is jumping.
Yeah, the house is
Jump,
jumping.
jump. The house is jumping. I have a thought about that song when it comes up later.
Well, I can't wait to hear that thought.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Smart House came out June 26th, 1999. So now we are,
That's like 21 years. That's like to the day we're recording this.
almost. What is today?
The 20th.
Whoa.
When this releases, it'll be the 29th. So it will have been very close.
Dang. I almost feel
We
like.
did it on purpose, everyone.
Yeah, if it weren't a weekend, I would say we should release it on the day it came out. But we'll just confuse everyone if we do that.
Everyone's
So
going to
we
be like, what? It's not Tuesday.
But
What?
I think we're now in the era of the monthly releases of DComs.
Oh, yep. Mhm.
So,
every
like-
month they came out with a new one.
Yeah, because 13th Year came out in May. This one came out in June. So I think they're sort of in that phase now where it's every single month a new one's coming out. Smart House was directed by none other than LeVar Burton.
When I read that, I gasped.
So did I. Couldn't believe it. And what's funny is like, I was like, oh, maybe this was sort of his first, of many directing jobs.
No, he was just like, I'm going to do this on the side for fun.
Just like basically this one movie. I think he's directed maybe 2 or 3 movies ever. He's directed a few episodes of television here and there, but like he's not a director. But he,
So funny.
for some unknowable reason, directed this movie. And honestly, he did a great job.
Oh, it's incredible.
He's a good director. I don't know why he
Yeah.
didn't do it more. But yeah, that's LeVar Burton of Reading Rainbow and potentially of Jeopardy fame.
Is he going to be?
There's a lot of people lobbying for him to be
Okay.
the new host.
It's kind of weird how no one has suggested me.
It's true. You are a trivia champion and known for your dry wit.
Oh, yeah. My wit is dry and my trivia is champion.
Okay, back to the info. Smart House was written by none other than Stu Krieger, our
Yeah.
friend who wrote like half of the DComs of
Oh,
this
is
era.
this a Stu shout out?
This is a Stu shout out.
Stu shout out. I think there's a song that goes along with it, but I don't remember.
I don't know. I think you just basically were like, Stu,
Stu,
shout out.
Stu, shout out, Stu.
This film, and I am calling it a film because it was starring Katie Sagal as Pat, Ryan Merriman as Ben Cooper, Kevin Kilner as Nick Cooper, Katie Volding as Angie Cooper, and we know Katie from Brink, and Jessica Steen as Sarah. The synopsis of Smart House is as follows. A boy tries to stop his father from dating by programming their computerized house to be a surrogate mother. It's actually a really good synopsis.
That's a good synopsis.
Yeah.
Okay, let me read the Disney Plus one.
Okay.
When high school science whiz Ben Cooper goes online to win a computerized smart house, specifically designed to make things easier, he instead finds life becomes more troublesome than ever. He's in 8th grade.
He's in 8th grade. He's not a science whiz. He's just like, I guess, decent with computers. That is so unbelievably, like they went out of their way to be wrong.
Yeah.
And also, it's acting like the stuff is happening to him in the house. He is creating.
It's like spooky.
The hero creates the problem, damn it.
Damn it.
Anyway. Okay, Al.
Yeah.
What were your initial reactions? What'd you think?
First impressions over here, Val, were this was going into our pod. If you listen to our very intro episode, this was my favorite one coming in. And it pleasantly surprised me as to how well it really held up and to how deep of a movie it is.
Right?
It gets deep. It's not just we're hanging out in some house. It's like makes you want to cry. I'm gonna give this one. I've been struggling between an 8 and an 8.5, so I think I'm gonna settle for an 8.25.
That's fine. 8.25.
I just think it's so well done. I mean, all around, it is just such a good movie. I was pleasantly surprised for the rewatch.
Yeah, I totally agree. I had not seen this one in ages. So I didn't really remember that much except for, the really big like standout moments that everyone kind of remembers from this. And I was so pleasantly surprised by the fact that it's actually a good movie.
Yeah.
Like it definitely checks all the sort of standard decom boxes, but it also is really well cast, really well acted, has like deep plot stuff going on, like emotional depth. Like I was really, really impressed.
Yeah, it was really, really great. Yeah, I feel like the main takeaway from the movie from me was just how deep it got and how it was really tackling those family problems and how the conversation felt more real. Where I'm interested to see in future Ryan Merriman movies if we get that real with Luck of the Irish. And I think there's one other one he might be in.
I can't remember.
But I'm just interested to see if that, kind of still translates.
Right. Like, is it a Ryan Merriman thing or is it like that?
A LeVar Burton thing.
Right. LeVar Burton thing, the writing thing, the dad thing, or some combination of all of these things.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's it will remain an open question until we see some more.
Definitely
movies.
think everyone should go give this a watch. Granted, I think you should always give this a rewatch with us. It was quick. It wasn't a hard watch. It went by pretty fast.
Totally. It's an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
In and out. Yeah.
And I thought it was so fun. And there's like a few surprises here and there. And there's just little things. And, when we get to bingo, it's like the special effects and things were really kind of cool to watch and see.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's definitely there's some of that technology in there we actually do have now.
They were very prescient.
Yeah. And it didn't feel like a movie made in the 90s where we tried to make it seem like the future and...
Right. It wasn't like Xenon, right? Where it was just sort of like the stuff that was modern then. It was like actually
really
thinking ahead.
Some items.
Yeah, for sure.
It was really cool. Val, did you have any quotes that you liked?
I didn't write a ton down, but I did I thought this was one of the very insightful things that was said. So at one point, Sarah says about being a teenager, you're not a kid, you're not an adult, you're trying to hang on to childhood, but you're being pulled the other direction. I just thought that was such a insightful, succinct way of describing being a teenager, especially a young teenager.
She was such a strong character in this movie, and she is so confident in herself. And I thought that was so apparent and so cool that she, had this weird, back and forth with Ben and the dad's name is Nick.
Yeah.
Nick. But she really didn't waver on who she is. And I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
And she let Ben do his own thing until he got comfortable enough with who she is.
100%. And if you don't recognize her right away, but you think she looks familiar, it's because she plays a medium character in Armageddon.
I just watched that literally a month ago. So if that had been on our What Movies Haven't I Seen list, I would have marked it because I have seen it. And then that's awesome. Where I recognized her from.
She's one of the pilots on the spacecraft. And I kind of had a crush on her.
Oh my gosh.
She is very my type. It's hard to describe, but I think she's very pretty. So yeah, preview of Bingo. Anyway,
Okay, childhood crush box. We're going to be marketing
great.
for more than one reason today.
Hell yeah. I also thought Ryan Merriman was cute back in the day. It's
Okay,
hard to
and
like
the dad, are you kidding
Oh
me?
my God, Daddy. Oh.
Daddy.
Yes.
Daddy. I auditioned for a movie and I didn't get the part, but my one line in the movie would have been, "Damn, Zaddy." I'm not even like that is
So
not
you were
a
playing
lie.
yourself?
I was playing myself.
We were robbed of Damn
We were
Zaddy.
robbed. But here, I'll say it now. Damn, Zaddy.
That was so good. I would have cast you.
I'm SAG. I'm a SAG actor.
And then my favorite line in the entire movie. This party's harder to get into than Robin Schiff's bat mitzvah.
There it is.
Which was like, I mean, I grew up in a place where there were a lot of Jews. And so I had like 90 bar mitzvahs or something. And maybe it wasn't 90, but it was at least 70 bar mitzvahs in 1 year. Like oftentimes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's how many you go to
I mean,
when you're
maybe
13?
Yeah. So like there are usually 3 to 4 in a weekend.
Did
like,
you have one?
Insane. No, I did not. And honestly, I'm glad I didn't have one. Like I never regretted not having one. I don't even know what my theme would have been. Maybe Harry Potter.
Camp.
Camp. Yeah, actually it might have been camp. That's a good call.
Yeah. Everyone just would get their own kayak to take home.
Or sailboat.
North Shore.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so there's a lot, and it's a lot about like it's not so much like the joke made me laugh because like obviously at a real bat mitzvah like you would get an invitation, you wouldn't be at the door trying to get in, see if your name was on a list, but there's definitely like drama and social dynamics around who gets invited to what. Oh, and then you wear, so at least in our era, I don't know what they do now. I assume it's something similar, but like we would always get apparel for every bar and bat mitzvah. So like some pun on the theme of the bar mitzvah. Like I danced
to take
my
home,
pants
you get like
off.
a shirt to take home.
Yeah, and like my best friend Rachel's was still in 1999, and hers was I partied like it was 1999 at Rachel's bat mitzvah. So I still have that shirt. Yeah. So anyway, then you would wear the shirt on Monday, or you'd wear all the apparel on Monday of the bar and bat mitzvahs you went to that prior weekend. So it was like a thing. Like if you weren't wearing it, then you weren't invited, right? So
oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was a whole
the
thing.
Hierarchy of that.
I know. Drama. Yeah.
I remember one year, I think it was 4th grade, I gave out invites for my Laser Quest birthday party. And on the invite, I wrote, "Don't talk about this at school." Because there were people I didn't invite.
Yeah. When I was in elementary school, I went to a private school, and it was like mandatory that if you invited, I think more than half of the class, you had to invite everybody.
Whoa.
And there were only like less than
it's like
30
a class
of
of
us.
18 or something.
Right,
yeah.
right. So, that was sort of, I think
Wow.
at all my parties until, we moved, it was like everybody was invited.
Interesting.
Yeah. But then my first birthday party when we moved to Deerfield was exclusive. And actually we played, we're coming full circle. We played the Armageddon soundtrack. We played like, I don't want to close my eyes, like as a slow dance in my basement.
Oh my God, I would pay money to just be a fly on the wall at that party.
Oh, yeah. And then the only other lines that I wrote were, well, one of them is kind of from it's not a spoiler exactly, but I'll wait. And then I did like this line that I don't think really spoils anything. Fair is for baseball umpires.
Oh.
Which I liked. So those are the ones that are spoiler free that I wrote down.
Nice. I actually had a good chunk. In the very beginning, Sarah's partner is giving her shit for not like dating anyone. And he's like, "You're so blind to it." And she goes, "Not blind, just busy." And I was like, yes, girl. Yes, thank you.
Right out of the gate.
I'm not blind to people being interested in me. I'm just way too busy to date right now.
Yep.
Another favorite line was, "What about your hair? I'll look like a freak. What else is new?" when Nick
when he's trying to do pigtails.
Her hair, so cute. I didn't understand her joke, Sarah's joke about the rat butler.
Oh, Rhett Butler is the character in Gone with the Wind. He's like the lead guy, played by Clark Gable. Do you know who
this
Clark
makes
Gable
a
is?
lot of sense of why I did not get the reference.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a Gone with the Wind. The lead is hot reference, which definitely, considering that Gone with the Wind came out in 1939.
Ooh. Generational joke.
it was like a retro joke even for her to make,
Yeah.
right? Because like she wouldn't have been born in 1939.
No, sure.
So yeah, so that's
Interesting.
what that was.
Cool. I have a few more. Nick goes, I don't know what's wrong with him today. And then they go, hormones.
Yeah. Which I feel like that same actress had the same line in Brink. Like,
Yeah,
didn't she
right?
call him like a bag of hormones or something?
Yes. So that's, she peaked. She peaked as hormones girl.
She peaked as
And-
like tiny adult. That's
Yes,
like
tiny
her
adult.
brand.
And then my last one is, hey, Pat, how about activating some kick butt video screens?
Yes, that was so
Kick
funny.
butt video screens. I really like that. And I didn't have any quotes for after like big spoilers. So
Okay.
those
Cool.
were my faves so far.
Nice. Okay, Al, should we throw up a projection of a nice road with a convertible with the wind blowing in our faces and take our tops off?
Take off our cardigans and throw them on a plant. Our tops are off and we're
Going to Spoiler City.
Boiler House. Smart
Spoiler House.
Spoiler House. All right, welcome to Spoiler City. Go watch the movie. It's good, but we will tell you everything that happens right now if you're in your car driving and don't have time to watch it before you put the play button on. Here we go. Spoiler City. Our tops are off. Lights up on a non-smart house. Ben is making lunch, dinner, all of the things for his family. We've got Ben, Angie, and Dad, Nick. There is no mom. I think she has passed away. Ben has been submitting his family for this contest where they will win a smart house. Now, think of this smart house basically being like an Amazon Alexa on steroids. And he ends up winning the contest. His family then moves into the smart house. And the woman who created the smart house actually, is this beautiful single woman. So there starts to have this relationship of the single dad, Nick, and the single smart house creator. What's her name again, Val? Sarah. And they kind of start to develop a relationship while getting used to this really cool technology, super smart house. It will make meals for them. It will tell them the temperature outside.
It'll do your homework
for you. So there's all these really cool things that this house can do. The coolest part, I think, for me and Val, we'll probably talk about it in a bit, is that on the wall, it can project like an entire video. So it will play what it thinks you want to see. It will play what you ask to see. Really cool stuff about this house.
It also learns.
Yes.
It also learns. That's very important.
Yeah, very important. So as you are talking out loud, so basically this is where like tracking started. Everything that you would say in conversation with someone else on the phone, out loud to yourself, there's like little things that the house would pick up on and continue to learn like as a robot. Like as you are learning more things, you get smarter, kind of just like humans. As we grow and learn, we get smarter.
Except it's a computer, so it has some limitations.
Yeah, just a little.
How it learns.
So Ben ends up being a little bit jealous of the relationship between Nick and Sarah, which becomes a big proponent of this storyline of Ben doesn't want a new mom. He wants to stay the three of them with no new mom because he thinks that his dad is trying to replace mom, when that's not the truth. Further along, we get down the line and, they have this really heart-to-heart conversation of, you weren't the only person to lose someone. I also lost someone when your mom passed away. But throughout this whole thing, Pat is our smart house robot. She's picking up on all of this information. And then in order for Ben to stop Nick from dating Sarah, he programs Pat to be more like a mom. So he sneaks into the room and he started showing her 1950s like sitcoms to be the perfect stay-at-home mom. And I'm quoting here because there is no such thing as like a perfect mom. So she's picking up on all of these like super misogynistic ideals and things from the 1950s. So she's learning all those things that then translates into their everyday. And it switches from just saying the weather, from making smoothies, to make sure you brush your teeth for 2 minutes. And if you don't, you're going to be locked in the bathroom. Or
well, there's 2 phases of this, right?
Yeah.
So first he programs her to be like the 50s mom, and then she's kind of indulgent.
Yeah.
And that's when she plans the party. Then the dad
Right.
gets mad at her, and that's when she starts making all the hard, fast rules.
Oh, okay.
So there's like phase 1 where Ben programs her with all the 50s shows.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I made you cupcakes. And the
Oh,
dad was
right,
like,
right,
what
right.
happened to the balanced diet? And she's like, they can have some treats sometimes, you know. And then she literally plans the party because she overhears the dad saying, like, I wish Ben had more fun. And then she plans the whole party without telling the dad.
Yeah.
Or
And
telling anyone.
He apparently, Ben had an email contact list, which is crazy for 1999.
I did.
In 99?
Yeah.
I feel like our computer was the Stone Age in 99.
I had good old AOL with
Interesting.
my AOL contacts
Okay.
list.
So she emailed everyone on Ben's contact list to have a party, including the high school bully who makes Ryan do his homework, who makes kids get into lockers. I punched him in the face. So Pat knows who the high school bully is. Everyone comes over for this really cool night out in the smart house. She's playing, music videos on the wall. We get the slam dunk, the funk.
Yep. A lot of coordinated dances.
A lot of coordinated dances, a lot of fun. And then our love interest, which is Gwen.
Mm-hmm, Gwen.
Gwen comes and she's having a good time. She's stripping for Spoiler City, and then she throws her cardigan onto a plant, and then, spoiler alert, because we're in Spoiler City, ends up leaving it there. And then when everyone leaves, because Dad's going to be home at 10:30, which he is prompt. He is home at 10:30. They had 6 minutes to clean up, and Pat cleaned up for them. But the only thing that was left was the cardigan. So they thought they got away with it, but it was Gwen's fault. They got grounded. And then Pat ended up saying, I'm so sorry. This is actually my fault. I thought you said you wanted him to have fun. And then this is where we have the father-son talk, because Sarah and Nick had gone on a date, and they are actually starting to officially date. They're starting to kiss one another in the kitchen and make flirty jokes with one another. And Ben hates it.
The reason Sarah is over when this happens is because that's when the dad comes home after the party, he's like, you better knuckle down, Pat. This is not okay. You need to be the disciplinarian or whatever. So that's when she starts like zapping the door and like
Pull your pants up.
yeah, and she like freaks them out. Like she like scares them. And so Sarah comes over and literally turns her off and is like, she's getting a lot of conflicting information, so it's kind of overloading her circuits, so we should probably just give her a break, turn her off.
Mm-hmm.
So she turns her off, and then they make dinner because Pat's not on to cook dinner, and they're like flirting over dinner and they're kissing.
Oh, and then there was this line. I didn't write it down, but they had a funny line of, oh, that was delicious.
Yeah, the tomato was pretty good too.
Because
I love that.
I think they make a great pair, honestly.
They were really cute together.
They were really cute.
Yeah, they had good chemistry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then Ryan's an asshole at dinner and screams at Sarah. And the dad like follows him upstairs. And this is where they have this like really beautiful scene together.
Yes. The one where they're like, I think I might have mentioned it earlier, of they have this really beautiful talk of, you're not the only one who lost someone when mom went away. And it was pretty eye-opening for Ben, I think, too. And it was the moment where he was like, oh, yeah, I am being an asshole.
Mm-hmm. You could see it all over his face. Like there was some good acting in the scene from both of them.
Yeah, this definitely prepared Ryan Merriman for Pretty Little Liars, okay?
I forgot he was in that.
Okay, so they have this really, really beautiful heart-to-heart.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when Pat, like, overrides the shutoff.
Right.
Right. And she's like, I'm a bad bitch, and and I'm actually going to become a hologram. And she Tupacs herself and becomes a hologram in the control room, which is, wait, I want to go back really quick to make a small detail of when she kicked the bully out of the party. She kicked the bully out before, like right after the cardigan thing happened. Because she was like, I've been waiting for Ryan to come around. And she like literally like picked him up with her long arm of the law. But before this, she scared the crap out of everyone because she sent in this gold skull hologram that just flew all around the room. And you can just... The idea of all of these kids being like, all right, when I say action, you're just going to act scared. And then all these kids in the background are just like, ah! And there's literally nothing. Like when you watch that scene, it's just so funny to see in the background, like all these kids just like huddling together of like, what's happening? But she can like make these really cool holograms, and she holograms herself, and she looks like a mom from the 1950s. And then Ben is talking to himself, I want to say, Val, in his room. Oh, and then he's talking to Pat. And then you can hear her voice change of it sounds like it's in the house, and then it sounds like she's in the room. And he turns around and she's there, and it's horrifying.
And that's when it becomes a horror movie.
And this is when it becomes a horror movie. Because then she's trying to be this ultimate matriarch of the family in a horrifying way, and then legitimately traps them.
She throws Sarah out of the house.
Oh yeah, she threw her out of the house and then trapped them in the house and said, I'm mom.
Right.
Like, I am your mom now. Right. And okay, and then Val, you have to take it away because I'm gonna forget
No, it's
everything.
Fine. So then Ben comes up with a plan. So he's sitting in the bathtub on a laptop.
Yes, and then I thought that was so smart, House, because she doesn't watch him in the bathroom because
that's why.
Yes, that's why he's in the bathroom. And I thought that was the smartest thing because I was so confused. It's like, how is he going to figure out this plan if he's on a computer? And he went to the bathtub because in the very beginning he goes, well, what about when I shower? And she goes, no, there are privacy settings. She does not look at you when you're in the bathroom.
Oh, what a good catch.
And I thought that was awesome that he got to be in the computer in the bathroom.
That was so smart. Well, so he like IMs Sarah, and he's like, I've got a plan.
This is when they become friends.
They become friends. Yeah. And then Sarah does some like ninja shit. Like jumps through the newspaper hole.
Yes, this is where the long arm of the law comes, where it like
it comes and gets the paper every day. And so
the hole opens.
She dives in through this hole and saves everybody. But not before Pat turns into a giant monster, basically. Well, which haunts my nightmares.
Yeah, and so Ben was like faking sick.
Right, to distract
Pat from knowing that Sarah was coming in the house.
Right.
And then they have like this fight where Pat is like, I want to be your mother. I want to be your mother. And Ben is literally like, you are a robot. Like he's like, whatever like you need or whatever we need, like you are unable to provide for us, but we're like grateful for the things you can. And then she like realizes, she like goes to touch him and it like goes through, like she's obviously a Tupac hologram. So there's no connection there. And that was the moment where she realized like, I can't be a mom if I don't actually exist.
Right.
And then it kind of just cuts straight to the end of like, they stay in the smart house. They reprogram her back to like 0. And then Sarah stays and they're a little happy family.
That's right. Yeah. It's actually really nice. Like in that moment, like the thing that really like stops her in her tracks at the end, he's like, didn't you see what my dad and Sarah just did? They put themselves in front of us. They protected us. You can't do that.
Yeah. That was deep.
The thing that I remember from this movie each and every time is giant Pat singing lullabies is the most terrifying
Interesting.
thing. Like it like literally haunted me. Like
Aw.
going into rewatching this movie, that is literally the only thing I remembered from the entire movie.
Wow. I remembered a lot of this movie as I was rewatching it. I remembered the oranges freaking out because the smoothie maker was broken.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite movie scene of all time, Bewitched on the wall and jumping on the bed.
It's so cute.
I thought it was very endearing about how much Ben cared about his family, where they mentioned multiple times that he wasn't trying out for the basketball team, even though he loved basketball. This dude had a shirt with just a basketball on it. It was literally just like if you held up a basketball next to this shirt, it would look like he was holding two basketballs.
And it was a cutoff sweatshirt.
I want that shirt.
I know. That would be in style
Val,
right
my
now.
birthday's on Tuesday.
I'm going to make that shirt for
Thank you. But it was just so endearing how much he cared about his family and how much he really thought that he needed to be, you know, the second dad because dad wasn't around, but dad was around. I don't know. I thought it was very endearing.
Yeah, it was very sweet.
Yeah.
All of them were just great. I thought the dad was like the least cliche of any parent that we've seen so far. Like he was just very real, very down to earth. And we also like got to know him better, like from his perspective. Like when we were on the date with them and stuff like that, like we got to know him and not just.
That was nice
like,
that they showed the date too.
Yeah. And like the Zoom call between them where it felt so much like two people who were starting to really like each other. You know, they're sort of like just talking, confiding in each other. Like, oh.
They were
so
a really cute couple.
Yeah, they were.
I feel like this is definitely one of the first times where I was kind of cheering for the parent over cheering for the kid.
Yeah, for sure.
And on Father's Day.
On Father's Day. We're recording this on Father's Day, folks.
For you, Nick.
For you, Nick. You're everyone's dad.
You're America's dad.
I noticed a couple funny things. I kind of liked the bully, Ryan.
Yeah.
He was so cliche, it like hurt.
It was so, I thought my favorite part about him existing was when he just walked up to Ben and his friends and the kid was just like, yeah, I'll get in. And he just like let himself into the locker. Like that was so funny.
It was funny because he talked back to him first. And then Ryan turns and just goes something like, zzz, or like some kind of weird noise like in his direction. And he's like, I'll see myself out. Just puts himself in a locker. But he's like so cliche. And then they did like the same thing that you know how they played the tuba every time Jess was around in 13th year. So every single time Ryan was around, they played electric guitar.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, he had a funny line during the party where he's like, this is pretty amusing, Petroni. You dancing with Benny Boy? Since when do you do charity work?
That's funny. I also love the name Gwen Petroni.
I know, it's such a like perfect.
Gwen Petroni.
Yeah.
Like her dad owns a pizza parlor.
Yeah.
Want to come to Petroni's on Friday night? All you can eat fish sticks.
No, fish fry. Come on.
Oh, sorry. Fish fry. Val, should we head on over to our bingo?
Heck yeah, let's do it.
Welcome to Smart House Bingo. You know how to play. We're going to start in the top left corner as we always do, and we've got a one-hit wonder song.
House, the house is jumping.
And say you will, say you won't, say you'll do what I want. That song.
Yeah.
I keep saying won't, and I think it's don't. And I did that yesterday, too, and that made me sad. But I love that song. I had that album.
That's great.
So we got two in there. Although, this is what I wanted to mention, too, Val. I swore the dance that they danced to with the kick butt video screens was jump, jump, the house is jumping.
Oh, no. And it's the 5 song. Yeah.
It's the one where they're dancing in pairs.
Right.
And so I was very caught off guard that it was slam dunk the funk.
Right.
Slam dunk the funk.
Is that also a one-hit wonder?
I would say that even jump, jump, the house is jumping is probably more prominent than slam dunk the funk.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
All right.
So we firmly got that one.
Yeah. If from anything, it's from C'est La Vie.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, breaking of the fourth wall or looking into the camera. I don't think so. I don't
don't think so.
remember. Yeah. Okay.
I don't remember. I feel like I keep an eye out for it now.
Yeah.
Even though I
can see
missed the 13th year.
it. That's okay.
Okay. Holiday themed. Unless you
No?
count technology as a holiday.
Well, if Jeff Bezos has his way. Clunky metaphor. Okay, so here's my whack-it metaphor today. Trying to control everything never works out.
Yeah, I think that's a great metaphor.
Because Ben spends the entire movie trying to be in complete control of everything so that he can keep his family exactly the way he wants it, and ends up creating a monster. And the monster is then trying to control everything. And the monster also creates an even worse monster.
Yeah, I think it was, and it's very, this is like a weird clunky metaphor, but just like communicating with your family.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the more that you keep things hidden down and, like, yeah, like, controlling, it's just like, no, if you would just talk to your dad that you feel like crap because you think that he's trying to replace your mom, you would have avoided all of this.
Right. I also think there's probably a secondary thing here of, like, asking too much of technology or, like, being overly reliant on technology.
Mm-hmm.
Like, definitely.
Robots have their own minds.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Sure.
that was definitely one. Yeah. So that's what I got.
Parents who just don't get it.
So I don't think this applies.
Okay.
Here's why. Obviously, there is a disconnect, and Dad does not understand why Ben is upset. So I could totally understand if you want to argue the opposite of this. But this is the first time where a dad or any parent at all is like he is aware something is wrong.
Yeah.
Right? He like confronts the issue. He's trying. He is like paying attention in a way that I don't think any of the other parents in any of these movies have really done. But I also understand the opposite argument. So
there was one thing that was said that, like, I didn't mark the box, and then there was something that was said that I marked it.
Was it Dad doesn't get it or something?
Yeah, it was. I think it was just like a fight of. Maybe it was the fight when when Ben yelled at Sarah at the table, and he was just like, "I just don't get what's going on with him," or something.
Oh yeah, he did say that. Okay, that's fair. You're right.
I don't need to be right.
No, I mean, I see it both ways. The only reason why I was less inclined was only just because he is kind of exceptional from the other parents.
Yeah, he definitely is one of the best.
Yeah,
decom
and I
parents.
Didn't want to like lump him in with these other parents who are just like, what the heck's going on?
He is
or like they don't even know at all.
Incomparable to Brink Dad.
Yeah,
incomparable, uncomparable, discomparable. Do not compare this man to Brink Dad. Okay.
Okay. Cool non-parent adult.
I had it marked and then deleted it because I wasn't sure.
I mean, I definitely think Sarah qualifies.
See, I had it marked not because of Sarah, but because of Pat.
Oh, interesting. I don't think Pat is cool at all.
I think she was cool for a bit.
Yeah, I guess like the way she handles the bully is kind of cool. I definitely thought of Sarah because like they even say at one point, like, isn't Sarah so cool? Like she's so good at like, and then at the end they say it again, and Ben is like, yeah, she's pretty cool. You know,
no,
he sort of
I'll
agrees.
take it. I marked it.
And I mean, she gets to do like a superhero dive into a hole.
Yeah, she's really
cool.
badass. She's a superhero for sure.
She's awesome.
Yeah. Someone too famous for a TV movie.
LeVar Burton.
That's and Katie Sagal.
Yeah. Because she had already done Married with Children, right? At this point.
And then I think she went on in 2000. Was it 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter?
Yes, which was essentially Married with Children.
Right.
It was like the same movie or the same show.
Yeah.
I think it was even maybe on the same set. I mean, it looked exactly the same. Okay. Competition to resolve the central problem. Nope.
No. Montage sequence.
Not that I really noticed.
No, I didn't see one. I was hoping for one. Of like, look at all these cool things the smart house does, but we never got one.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Nope.
No. Cliche villains.
I marked it.
Yeah.
Robots. Yeah. Robots are cliche villains.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Clothes or items that you owned.
I didn't see anything explicit that I owned.
No clothes or items this week, which is weird because they weren't home.
I know, and they were at school.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of fashion, like a lot of kids and a lot of different outfits, but I just didn't see anything.
Nothing stuck out to me.
Okay, Rotten Tomatoes 40 to 60. Okay, I'm actually going to guess that this is over 60. So I'm going to say maybe 65.
Wow. You're very wrong.
Oh.
It was 53 though, so we get the box.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't that wrong.
No.
I thought it was going to be like 30
4
or something. Yeah.
No.
Because it's pretty great. I think it's one of, like, it's sort of a universally highly regarded decom.
Yeah, I think 53. I think it should have been. I agree. I mean, I'm with you. I think it should have been a little bit higher, but I think as long as it was over 50%,
yes,
we'll take it. Happily Ever After.
Oh yeah, another freeze frame on a creepy smile.
Yep. Yeah, definitely very, very Happily Ever After.
Almost Kissing. Well, there was a lot of actual kissing.
There was a lot of actual kissing. I marked it. I don't know. I take a kissing as an almost kiss.
Yeah, and also he had, like, I mean, he did get kissed ultimately by Gwen, but there were also a lot of moments in their little flirtation.
Yeah.
Like, in fact, there was a whole line, like, so after Ryan says that whole thing, like, you know, what are you doing, charity work or whatever to her, she then says, "For your information, Ryan, I happen to like Ben." And Ben's like, "You do?" And she's like, "A lot." And it was like so earnest.
Yeah.
So like I would count that even.
Yeah, that's an almost kiss. Someone who became famous.
Yeah.
No Kristen Stewart waiting in the water fountain line.
No Kristen Stewart this time. Okay, betraying of one's real friends or values. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I didn't mark it. Your childhood crush.
Yes.
3.
Yeah, Zaddy.
Nick, Ben, Sarah.
She's just so pretty. Like every time she would sort of do that like kind of nervous smile, like where she was like flirting, I was just like,
oh yeah, when they like zoomed.
Yeah. Anywho, obviously bad special effects or stunts.
Obviously.
Yeah. I was impressed at like the ideas that they had. Like they definitely imagined Zoom before it existed.
Yeah.
They imagined Siri and Alexa before they existed. A lot of technology, like smart technology that now is like actually pretty commonplace.
Yeah. My favorite one was when they were in when they had the Cape Cod dinner.
Oh yeah,
and
the wind
and the wind, but you could clearly see like around Sarah's head just like a green outline. Like you could just like see a halo effect, and I thought that was really funny.
Eric Von Den, Kirsten Storms, Kimberly J. Brown, Eddie Lawrence brother, or Ryan Merriman.
Oh, we got it. We got
it. Oh, we've almost had everyone on this list.
Almost.
Wow.
I'm interested to see at one point when we're going to have to change that.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to change it. But not yet.
But maybe once we hit that point, we rearrange the whole board.
Yeah, I think that would be a good time.
That'd be fun. All right, next one is musical number.
I mean, they did have a choreographed dance.
They did.
For like a split second. I don't know. I could go either way on this one. What do you think?
I mean, I like more boxes than not, but it's also not like, it wasn't like Protozoa.
Yeah.
singing.
Yeah. Yeah, let's say no. Okay. Magic, I guess. But it's sort of, again, it's like science is the real magic.
Oh, yeah. All right. Someone says the title of the movie. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Scooby-Doo. Yes. That's the whole bathtub thing.
Yeah.
Ben comes up with a plan.
The heroes create the problem.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because he's the reason that they're in the house in the first place.
And he programmed her and confused her.
That's very true.
Lead is a fish out of water. No, I don't think so.
Which makes me really sad, Val, because we could have gotten 2 bingos if we had that fish out of water, if we had a montage, but we have no bingo this week.
We got 3 times the bingo last week.
Yeah, we had to end the streak somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
We also, if we had breaking the fourth wall or looking into the camera, we would have gotten it too. But that's okay.
Oh, wow.
You can't win them all.
Nope.
And you know what we're going to do? It again next week. And we're going to see.
Next episode, we are watching Johnny Tsunami.
I was hoping so because it's on my things you should watch. And I was hoping it was going to come out soon because it's like, you watched Brink, you watched Smart House.
Johnny is another one that I watched earlier in the pandemic.
Oh, nice. All right, we're going to end with a quick game. This week is Beep Boop Beep Bop Robot Friends. I'm just going to give you a clue and you have to say the name of the robot.
Okay.
If you don't, oops.
Then I won't know it.
I think there's only one I didn't know.
Okay.
All right. It is a Disney Pixar movie compactor robot named
Wall-E
and companion
Eva.
We have our robot that turns into a giant truck in Transformers is
that Optimus Prime?
Yeah. Do you know his insect friend?
Bumblebee?
Yeah.
Yeah. The only good Transformer movie is Bumblebee.
We have our Star Wars Beep Boop.
R2-D2?
And smaller Beep Boop.
C-3PO. Oh, smaller Beep Boop is, oh no, wait. BB-8.
Yeah! There are Star Wars Beep Boop and our smaller Beep Boop. And then last but not least, we have, okay, this is the one that I didn't know, so I'm interested to see if you know it.
Okay.
The Jetsons robot maid.
Oh, man.
I'll give you a clue if you need it, but I want to give you a second to see if you can get it.
Wait. I want to say it's like, Helen or something, but I know it's not.
I hope someone is listening to this like screaming. Just screaming in their car, screaming on the lakefront, screaming wherever they're listening to this. The Jetsons robot maid's name is Rosie.
Rosie. See, I knew it was something like that.
Yeah.
Like Helen, Rosie. Yeah, they're like old-timey names. They're all like my great aunt's names.
Right. Like Phyllis.
Rosie, that's
Rosie.
right.
Well, Val, thanks for a great pod.
Yeah,
this was fun.
This was awesome.
I'm glad we got to talk about one of my favorites this week.
Yeah, this was your top
This
guy.
was my top one coming into it. I think it's tied. It's not tied because it's an 8.25. I think Under Wraps might still be in the lead. What did I give an 8.5? Maybe I gave a Brink an 8.5, but I
can't remember. Actually, we should probably keep track of stuff.
We should. I should. You should not. I should keep track of myself.
But yeah, I mean, Under Wraps was exceptional.
Honestly, it was so good. All right. Well, friends, if you're enjoying listening, feel free to send us a subscribe. Send us to your friends.
Yeah, tell a friend.
It's my birthday, so you have to. Sorry. I don't make the rules.
It's true. She doesn't.
No.
It is a rule. And in all seriousness, if you are enjoying listening to this podcast, please give us a review. Please tell your friends. It is much appreciated by us on every day, including our birthday.
Yeah. Follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, we do silly things.
All right. Bye, Val.
Bye, Al. This podcast was produced by me.
And me.
And it was edited by me.
The music was composed by Michael McNally.
You can find us online at thetridentnetwork.com/dcommentaries-pod and on Instagram at dcommentaries. Dcommentaries is a part of the Trident Network. To learn more about our videos, live shows, and other podcasts, please visit thetridentnetwork.com.
Disney Channel original movies.
Damn it, Allie.